Okay, so hi everyone, I'm Frank. I'm currently working on a project called You'll Be a Man, which is crazy. I've got Wales Lab for it, so we're on the first day of our Wales Lab now. And I've done a presentation on what I think role models are. My role models, it's 20 slides, which is like a Pecka Kucha, which is 20 slides, 20 seconds. But I'm going to run through it real quick just for you guys now. So it's down here, 2 secs. So these are my role models. We got John Wayne up here, Benton Fraser, and David Attenborough over here. All legends in my eyes. Now, John Wayne was my childhood hero. I used to watch him with my dad, and I thought he was Davy Crockett. And he always decided when things were ready to go off. Like, he was the man. He was like, yeah, things are kicking off, and I'm deciding. There's a line from I think it's True Grit. Davy Crockett, why was he such a hero? Because he chose to fight at the Alamo, and death was a certainty, and it just basically meant that he got slaughtered, so other people stood a chance. And they used to play the feather game. The feather game is a game where you put a feather on your nose and a feather on someone else's nose, and whoever blows the other person's feather off gets to punch them in the face, and then the other person gets to punch them in the face if you don't knock them out. So you've got to be quite hardcore to play that game. So what a man, basically. To me, he was a cowboy, and the cowboy is kind of like one man versus big country, lots of obstacles and Indians. And if stuff went wrong, you had to deal with it. If you got bit by a snake, if you got shot, if you fell over and twisted your ankle, whatever it was, you had to deal with it. You couldn't just call an ambulance. You couldn't get someone else to help you. You had to deal with it, which meant he was a real man, basically. But I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about how when I was younger, I used to fire and shoot the Indians behind us out the back of a car when me and my dad were driving when I was little, and I was wondering, maybe my role model taught me how to be racist, and I thought that's a cool insight into how maybe our role models don't always teach us the best of things. This man's Benton Fraser. All those things on the right are just his qualities. He is all of these things, and this one is he does look after a deaf wolf to repay a debt, because a wolf shaved his life once. So he's got a wolf called Baker, but the wolf isn't his. It's not a pet. He just lives with him and they help each other out because they've got this debt to each other. He always used to get all the girls, and I always wanted that, because he was the only guy really who got the girls who was the good guy. He was calm and patient and polite and nice, and he wasn't a baddie. He wasn't a villain, but he managed to get the girls, and it's one thing I always really admired. But he only had eyes for one woman, but he climbed up a mountain and kept her warm for 3 days while a blizzard was happening, because she robbed a bank, and then put her in jail afterwards. And I was like, that must take a real man to do the right thing and part yourself from the one you love just because of the law, really. It's a bit mad, but yeah. So why was he such a good man? Because he always puts people before himself. He never gives up, he never panics, and he just always stays calm. There's so many things where he could have run away, but he stood there and fought. This man is a hero. Look at him. Look at that beautiful man. The only man to win BAFTAs in black and white, colour, HD and 3D television. What a legend. David Attenborough, this is, if you don't know who he is. To me, this is the bit. I think he's done more for our planet than anyone else that I can think of. There might have been someone who, secretly prevented nuclear war, or even famously prevented nuclear war, or something like that. But I think this guy has done more for the planet in terms of making people have an interest and a fascination with the natural world than any other person. But it wasn't always this way. He used to capture animals and sell them. There used to be a program called Zoo Quest, and there's videos of him running around and pulling on giant anteaters' tails and stuff. It's horrible. But he admitted his ways and went on to teach the most important lessons, and did it with really great passion. I think it's this lesson here, which I'll just let you pause and read because I don't want to be too long. These two guys I used to look up to so much when I was little, and even now, and I think they've both spoke to me at different times in my life. So I was wondering which one's the better role model. I mean, this guy taught me, don't take life too seriously and don't take more than you live on the bare necessities at the end of the day. He taught me cross-dressing is fine. A lot of my male role models, I was looking at images of them, there's always a picture of them cross-dressing, so that's fine. Enjoy dancing and laughing, and if you've got an itch, scratch it, be part of life and live in the moment sort of stuff. Whereas Bagheera taught me like responsibility and strictness and planning and asking your friends for help and being that responsible person that someone can count on. But for me, the real bit that matters is when it comes down to it, they're both willing to put themselves in danger's way for the person and the people that they love and they want to take care of. So that, to me, is what a role model is. That's something that I would love to be able to do. I hope I never have to, but it's one of those things I think that's what makes a man. So maybe they're the perfect team. The other thing is that most of the traits of my role models have similarities or crossovers between them and my dad. And I started to think, is this a chicken or the egg thing? Is this that they have similarities with my dad just because? Or is it because they have similarities with my dad that they are my role models? Because at times he's like Bagheera and at times he's like Baloo, and he's got a passion for educating and a dedication to his loved ones and all that sort of stuff. But maybe that's just something for me to think about. But until then, goodbye now. Have a beautiful day. Okay, thanks, guys.